are growing calls for the cash-strapped Kaikōura District Council, or district in fact, to be divvied up between its neighbours. This comes as the Kaikōura District Council, this time they do deserve the mention, considers a 17% rates rise in each of the 2 years coming up to pay for desperately needed repairs to quake-damaged and ageing roads, bridges and sewage infrastructure. While it's not the first time the idea has been raised, one Kaikōura councillor says the time is right to split the district between Marlborough to the north, of course, and Huranui to the south, and to do away with the current council. Logan Church has been there and filed this report.
Councillor Derek Milton thinks splitting Kaikōura district up between its neighbours is a no-brainer.
You've got 2,800 ratepayers and a very small number of ratepayers compared to other places. As well as that, you've got a large amount of unrateable property and a tourist State Highway 1, which is obviously the tourist route through the town. So we're providing a lot of services which are funded by ratepayers but don't actually help the ratepayers at all. So those things really affect small councils.
Kaikōura isn't alone when it comes to having to fund tourist infrastructure from a small ratepayer base, but that's been compounded by damage caused by the November 2016 quake. Post-quake, the district was essentially split in two, due to huge slips at Oho Point. Derek Milton says the small community north of that slip, which he lives in, was effectively served by the Marlborough District Council. He believes all parts of the area north of Oho Point should go to Marlborough, and the rest of the region should be rolled into the Huranui District Council.
We live at the north end of Kaikōura, and then that means that we're wanting to do our business in Blenheim. So, and with the earthquake, we were served by the Marlborough District Council. Secondly, Huranui is much bigger. It does have a tourist centre in Hanmer, and it's very, very well run. They have a bigger scale, have 9,000 ratepayers.
This comes as the Kaikōura Council debates its 3-year plan, which includes a 17% rates rise next year, as well as other belt-tightening measures. So what do Kaikōura's neighbours think of the idea? A spokesperson for the Marlborough District Council says some people in the northern Kaikōura area have expressed interest in joining Marlborough, but it had not received a formal approach about a change. Huranui's Mayor, Winton Daly, agrees, saying if his council is approached, he will consider it. But not everyone around the Kaikōura Council table is keen on the idea of a split, like Tony Blunt, who says it doesn't make sense to get rid of it.
I believe that we have a very, very viable council. We've had an incredible success rate at getting insurance and funding from Wellington, from the government. The staff have worked incredibly hard and done a fantastic job. And to that end, I believe we have a very, very viable Kaikōura District Council going forward.
Fellow councillor Craig Mackle also isn't keen on a breakup, while Kaikōura's Mayor, Winston Gray, wasn't available for an interview. This isn't the first time amalgamation has reared its head. It was also proposed about 10 years ago, but never made it over the line as Huranui's council voted no to a tie-up with Kaikōura. And Kaikōura locals themselves could see the merits of both leaving and remaining with the status quo.
Once you get to a bigger council, you don't get what you really want, do you? They don't look after the roads or the infrastructure the same because they're not actually in the town.
So it's not a big base, like $10 million worth of income for the whole of Kaikōura. You know, when you start talking about big sports complexes and pool complexes, it's like feasibility. We just can't afford it.
You know, I think that people up in Kikirinu would probably be best to go with Marlborough because they're a bit closer, and especially when it came to things like the earthquake, and they do get cut off from here quite a bit. I don't know.
Its residents might not be sure about a split, but Councillor Derek Milton says it's early days, and he's keen for the idea to be considered as soon as possible. For Checkpoint, Logan Church, Tanay.